saw, dude. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm actually filming in the morning, which is very unlike me. Normally I do it in the evening when the sun streams through my room. It looks really nice. However, I want this video to go up earlier because this case is happening now. Like last week there was an update on this case. So let's just jump right into it today. This case involves Tudor Chirila. Now, I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm just going to refer to him as Tudor. He lived in Hawaii before moving to Nevada and becoming a lawyer. He's been a member of the State Bar of Nevada since September 25th, 1978. He has currently resigned, and you will see why soon. Tudor served as a deputy attorney in the 70s and made an unsuccessful bid for the Nevada Supreme Court in 94. Then, a year later, in 95, he had been accused of tying up his girlfriend in an attempt to rape and kidnap her, but the charges were eventually dropped. I couldn't find any information on why they had been dropped exactly. Sorry, it was very hard to put a lot of this in chronological order because there's not a ton of information about it, so I just kind of put it in under categories. So this is just sort of you learning what this guy was like before his major crime. Tudor had testified for the state in the 1988 scandal involving the IRS and the Mustang Ranch brothel near Reno, which had been tied up in a money laundering scheme. So when I researched it, the Mustang Ranch, it actually was a legal brothel, so that's not really what they were getting in trouble for, which I thought was wild. He was the acting president of the AGE Corporation owned by Joe Conforte, who has ties to organized crime and had also owned the Mustang Ranch. The Mustang Ranch was forfeited to the federal government in 1999 following Conforte's convictions for tax fraud, racketeering, and other crimes. Now that too doesn't have anything to do with the actual crime that we're going to be talking about. I just thought that it was very interesting. And this Joe Conforte person, so he is from Italy, so he's sort of, I mean, he kind of sounds like he's a mob boss. I don't think that he is, but just from the info about him, it kind of seems like he could be. So he seems like a very interesting character, so I just wanted to involve that in on this case, and I thought that it was interesting that Tudor was involved with an organized crime guy. Nancy Anderson moved to Hawaii in October of 71 and was working at a McDonald's after graduating from high school the year before in Bay City, Michigan. Anderson had been stabbed more than 60 times in her torso, arms, hands, and legs. She was found in her apartment in a pool of blood on January 7th, 1972. Police initially believed that her wounds had been self-inflicted. However, that was quickly proven impossible due to the nature of her injuries, including a defensive wound on her thumb. So that's how investigators seem to figure out if something was self-inflicted or if it was a homicide involving stabbing. Is if there's marks on their hands, then it means that they were trying to defend themselves, so it wasn't a schmooishmide attempt. I don't think YouTube will censor that word, but just in case, you know what I'm getting at. The case had been reopened numerous times over the decades, including a probe into a door-to-door knife salesman who had knocked on Anderson's apartment the day she died. And former boyfriends of hers had also been interviewed, but nothing came up. In 2021, so this is nearly 50 years later, a tip came in to the Washoe County Police in Nevada. It's just kind of fun to say Nevada sometimes. Police got some DNA from Tudor's son in Newport Beach, California, and the results showed that he was the biological son of the person who left DNA on the towels found at the crime scene in Hawaii. I can't believe that they kept that DNA. I mean, I'm sure, like, there's a lot of DNA that police keep from cold cases, but this was 50 years ago. That, I don't know, that's wild to me that they even found enough DNA to test and to be accurate. DNA testing is wild, and we are very fortunate that we even have it. Police got a warrant to collect DNA from Tudor, and 2 days later, he attempted to take his own life, but was unsuccessful. He was taken into custody September 14th, so last Wednesday from when this video is being published, and charged for the murder of Nancy Anderson. Tudor is currently waiting to be extradited to Hawaii. So this is a very recent case. If there's any updates, I'll try to keep an eye on that and post the updates, but as of right now, this is what is going on with the case. Like I said, it was very hard to find information about Tudor, like his early life, if he has been married, stuff like that, just because it's so new, and I guess, you know, people haven't really looked into that yet, so there's like no information on him besides talking about this crime that he committed 50 years ago, which, I mean, of course makes sense, but yeah, I was kind of bummed out that I couldn't give you guys more information, but as of right now, this is where the case is at. And this is also going to be it for me today. Like I said, if there's any updates, I will absolutely post a video. I'm sure it's still developing to some degree as far as what happens with Tudor and if they're able to obtain more information on him. But that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and come back for another true crime video on Thursday. I will have another one for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.